Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Kibblings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast. It's Mario Day, March 10th. Happy Mario Day to everyone in the Mushroom Kingdom. It's also Donnie Reese's birthday. Happy birthday to Donnie!
Surprise. Happy birthday, Donnie!
It's his favorite day, and it's a good day. This is a good birthday to have. I know he gets really excited about his birthday, always on Twitter.
Every year.
It is a good birthday to have.
That is true. Like, can you imagine the guy who's in love with Nintendo, in love with Mario,
sharing a birthday with Mario himself. Question for you, Dr. Garret Bland. Yes. You are a doctor, so I think you should have the answer to this question. What is Mario's last name?
Apparently it's Mario.
Is it Mario? I saw a debate here. It was a timeline. It said when Mario's last name was Mario, a timeline, and it wasn't, and then they used it in one of those weird movies, so it was, right. And then they came out and said no, it's not Mario, and then it was in one of the guidebooks or something, one of the instruction manuals.
It's Mario,
and then Iwata was like, it's not Mario. And then Iwata died in 2015, and a few months later, Miyamoto said it is Mario. So it could be.
The debate is still there.
It might not be. I don't know. Let us know what you think. But it is Mario Day. We will be talking a little bit about cool Mario stuff, as well as some latest happenings in the land of Nintendo. Some good stuff, some not so good stuff, some understandable stuff. There's a whole mix to talk about today. And as always, we will answer your listener questions. Dr. Garret, how have you been?
Yes. I'm doing good. I had a really good dinner, by the way. I had a fried pork with curry. It was so good. I was like,
I love
really hit the spot.
I love pork too.
I am filled up,
Delicious.
Filled with energy. Yes, with deliciousness.
Is Fiona a good cook?
She's pretty good. Yeah.
You are so lucky. Keep her forever and ever if she's a good cook.
Exactly. I'm the one cleaning, she's the one cooking. So
it's a perfect relationship. I love it.
Exactly.
Any gaming lately?
I actually went back to Shin Megami Tensei 5. Just for a little bit. I want to finish that game. I actually want to finish a game, in the backlog.
Finish a game? What's that? Is that real? Does that actually happen?
More often than not, probably.
I thought it was just a myth.
Yeah, I thought it was just a myth too. No, it's just I'm in the middle of it, and I just dropped off because with Pokemon Legends Arceus, and then I beat the story of that. I tried to do a little bit of the post game of that, but I just felt very unmotivated. I was like, no, I'm kind of done with this. I mean, I can do more. It has a little tidbits here and there.
Do you think they'll add more? Because they added that little update that it wasn't really a DLC or expansion or anything, but there was an update where they added some stuff. Do you think they'll keep doing that? Do you think they'll add an expansion and DLC? What do you think their plan is?
I wouldn't think they would do much DLC, to be quite honest with you. Maybe small updates here and there, just with Scarlet and Violet.
I was going to say, I think with Scarlet and Violet coming, that definitely drastically reduces it, especially since it's coming this year. When would it come? That's a lot of Pokemon content for 1 year if they managed to pull that off.
For sure. I mean, I could see just event Pokemon. They did a Pokemon event for Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond, which
that's true.
Interesting too. I guess they're just pulling out all the fronts now. I don't expect too much from Legends Arceus, to be quite honest with you, though. So,
probably
but
not.
there's a lot of post game to it. There's for sure many different things to get new Pokemon, the Hisuian form or whatever. I got the oh man, what's that guy's name? Is it Zoroark?
Zoroark,
yeah. I got the little one of those.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, it was a really nice event kind of quest. It was just a long chain quest of some kind to go to an island. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
but I kind of just like dropped. I was like, okay.
So you're back on the Shin Megami Tensei grind.
Yeah, yes, at least for now. And I think I do have another game in the pipeline that I'm reviewing. I gotta go early,
Ooh.
so I
When
will
do
be
we get to
talking
hear
about
about
that
it?
later. I can't say that either.
Ah, okay.
Disclosed.
Very
But
excited.
I think RPG fans will be interested to hear, especially on Switch.
Ooh.
So be very interested.
I'm very
Just letting you know.
interested. You
It's
have my attention.
Yeah, there you go. I can't say anything more. So.
Don't say anything more,
That's it.
but that gives us enough to think about for the time being. Okay,
Yeah.
so
That's pretty much
working
it,
on Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, and Bloodborne.
Okay. And
I don't
Bloodborne.
know. Why am I playing this 2015 game? I don't know. It looks like it doesn't look good anymore, you know, because it's just
No?
I mean, it looks good. It's just compared to like now with
Where are
like
you
current
playing it? On
Soulsborne games.
Xbox?
It's a PlayStation only.
Oh, it
game.
is? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's other than Demon's Souls, yeah, it's the Sony exclusive from
okay.
software game. Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
You have it actually. It's part of the PlayStation Plus collection. So
I will not take advantage of that.
You got to take advantage of play Persona 5. Isn't that in the collection? I think it is, or
I would
like
sooner
that.
play Persona 5 than Bloodborne.
Yeah. No, Bloodborne, I talked a little bit about it yesterday with the PSVG guys, but like it got me kind of hooked. And it's like my entryway to the Soulsborne game.
Gonna
so
get into Elden Ring
we'll
next.
see how it goes. Well, we'll see if I even have time. You know how long that game is? You know how long?
Yeah, they're long.
It's like 80 to 100 hours. It's like no,
minimum,
I don't have
right? To like do you know what you need to do. I saw some reviews for Elden Ring that were like, we didn't get enough time to play this. We had a week, and there's no way we could reasonably play this game to the end in a week. So here's a review up to this point in the game.
Yeah, like review impressions after 60 hours or whatever. It's like, we're not done.
60 hours is a lot to like play 60 hours of a game in like a couple of days and write a review. Because when people say they have a week for reviews, you don't have a week to play the game. You get the code, you have a couple days because you have to write. It takes more than a day to write the review, and then
edit.
You can't you can't like have it done by embargo time. It has to go through an editing process. Sometimes multiple people edit it. So I know for us, we have to submit it at least a day before. Some places probably have to submit it before then. So it's like probably 3-4 days max that you're playing this game if you only get it a week before.
Right. I've seen a lot of this discussion. Like I think every time a big game like this pops up and like, hey, you got to play it in this set amount of time to get these impressions. It's like if your livelihood's on it, if your career's on it, then of course you're gonna crunch.
Do it. Yeah, you gotta do it.
You're gonna have to get through it and at least have some type of review on release day, because that's how you get the clicks, right? You got the release day impressions, you got the video, and you got the score as well.
I just think that, you know, these publishers who have long-standing relationships with these big sites, I understand they can't give codes to every single site, you know, that long in advance, but, you know, places like IGN and GameSpot and, you know, all these ones that have a really long-lasting relationship with a lot of publishers, can't you trust them at this point to have a game more than a week in advance? Like, I don't know.
Well, it's also because their game is not really ready.
That's true, because they crunch too. It's like a never-ending line of crunch. Like, give the developers more time, give the reviewers more time. Just let everybody breathe. We're all stressed. Just breathe.
I'm sure you've been in a situation though like that. Like I've been in a situation with like just finishing my PhD or wrapping up a project. It's like there's really not enough time, if that makes sense. Like there is a turning point where you got to have a deadline, and then you got to just kick in a high because you got to finish things. And if you keep delaying that deadline,
I get that's
It's
that's
a
the
whole
same,
discussion.
for every job probably has really stressful times, and
Mhm,
that they have crunch and that they have deadlines, and a lot of it is often unreasonable. I get that, but
mhm,
this just seems like a preventable one to me. I don't
mhm.
know. I'm sure
Yeah,
that
so
there's no perfect scenario.
yeah. I will hey, like, I'm fine watching like, for me, personally, watching one review, like, 1 or 2 reviews and just looking at, like, a snapshot of the scores. I understand, I know there's a lot of debate on, "Oh, is this score really useful or not?" It's like, well, I know you can't compare game to game, but if you just want some type of, like, distribution of like, okay, here's what it
Yeah.
looks like. Now read into a little bit and like figure out why they gave it that score.
Yeah, and
Then
you're right. There's
yeah,
going to be variability between the scores, but you're right.
hmm
Hopefully is enough to give you a general idea of if this game is for you or not.
hmm we
Isn't
just
that
went
what the
on a
point of
tangent.
it? Yeah,
Yeah.
we really did. We went from Shimigami Tensei to that. I don't know how. But
Anyways,
I'm
I'm
glad that you're
guiding that.
getting back to that. Yeah, I'm glad you're getting
Yes.
back to that because I know you love that game, and I want to see
hmm
you beat it because it feels
Me
like it will be an
too.
accomplishment for
It'll be
all
like
of
by
us to
Christmas
see
this
you
year.
beat
It's
it.
like, guys, I finally did it.
We are awaiting the day. I have my own Soulsborne that I'm tackling. It's called
hmm
Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. I'm still on that grind. I
hmm
said I wasn't going to keep talking about it too much, so I'm not. But I finished 2 more dungeons, and it's really
Nice.
hard, and it's very unfair at some parts. The only thing that I want to mention is how I managed to cheese one of the bosses, the one who is in it's like Palace of Maze or something like that. I don't know. They're
hmm
they're all the same to me. But it's the boss where he has kind of like this, like it's either a morning star or like a ball and chain kind of weapon,
hmm
and he
hmm
he throws it at you and you have to jump up, and then like when he's not throwing it at you, you have to like stab him in the legs or whatever because he can't hit his
hmm
face. And I was having a really hard time with it. No matter how long I was rewinding, I was trying over and over, over and over, and like I was getting like not really that close, to be honest. It was really hard. Um, so I'm like, I
Dang.
don't want to give up. And I decided I'm going to try a different strategy because I noticed oh yeah, he's called Guma. We were calling him Jerry
Called
on my
Guma.
stream.
Of
I don't know
course.
why we were calling him Jerry, but
Jerry the Guma.
I noticed when he got pushed off to the side of the screen, he kind of like glitched over to the other end of the screen, those NES
There we
glitches.
go.
So
Yeah.
I kind of pushed him over, and I noticed if I had him pushed over to the side, he wouldn't use his ball and chain weapon. So I could basically just stand there at the very right side of the screen,
Mm.
and I kept stabbing him over and over every time he walked back onto the screen, and he wouldn't use his weapon, and I managed to kill him without getting hit with
Hey,
that method.
if it works, it
It
works.
worked. It's the glitchy NES mechanics is what I'm gonna call it.
Hey, it's part of the gameplay. It's part
It's
of
part of the
the
experience.
experience.
It really
Exactly.
is. It really
I'm
is.
sure
So
other people figured that out too, like
probably,
back
yeah,
in the day.
probably the
So,
schoolyard rumors. Yeah, so maybe if somebody is out there and is struggling with Zelda 2, 35 years later,
yeah, of course.
try it out. If I can do it,
Mhm,
you can do it. But that's my grind. I think I have 2 more dungeons. I have 1 more dungeon and then like the final dungeon. So hopefully I'll beat it by next week. We'll see.
mhm.
That will be my own
What do you
accomplishment.
what controller are you playing it on?
I'm playing it on the Super Nintendo controller that is with Nintendo Switch
Oh,
Online.
smart. Yeah.
So it's an NES game, but like I don't know. I like this D-pad better than the Pro controller.
Oh, much
It's
better.
not like a perfect D-pad, but I like the feel of the Super Nintendo controller. It
Mhm.
feels like more authentic to retro, even though it's an NES game.
Yeah, I got
I use that
the
whenever
what
I
is
can.
yeah, I got the 8-bit do one. The one that it's like SNES, and but you got the handles right here.
Did you
It's
also see that? I didn't know that it was pronounced 8-bit do. I thought it was 8-bit dough.
oh, I don't I'm not too
I
sure.
saw a thing. I
Eh,
saw a thing online yesterday or today or something where somebody emailed them and it's 8-bit do like Scooby Doo.
Interesting.
So you got it right.
Okay, that's good. I interchange them. So 8-bit do. Okay, sounds good.
So that's what I've been doing.
Nice.
Yeah. We
And
did
that's
a
it.
Mario bracket today. That's a good transition, actually. Happy Mario Day.
Happy
Just
Mario
before
Day.
this podcast, I did a Mario Madness tournament bracket where
Ranking.
we determined the champion Mario game, and the community voted Super Mario World. So congratulations to Super Mario World.
Predictable, yeah.
I like Mario Day. I wish that maybe they leaned into it a little bit more than they do. I think some years they go hard with it, some years they don't. I know it's not like a
Mhm.
true anniversary, but I like when they acknowledge it, as much as they can. We have a couple Mario related questions from our listeners that we will answer. Starting with one from G-Man. G-Man wants to know, what was your favorite Mario crossover that was made throughout the years?
Favorite Mario crossover, like
Yeah, so I'm
crossover with
thinking
other
like,
things.
yeah, like I guess maybe if he made an appearance in something, or like I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking the Mario Sonic Winter Olympics games. I'm
Yeah,
thinking when he like was in Minecraft, when he was in all sorts of stuff, right?
other,
I'm sure he's made
other
a lot of
things.
cameos over the years.
There's an obvious one that's more recent.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh, I know
crossover.
yours. Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good crossover.
Mario plus Rabbids is a good one. Very good game.
Mm.
Sequel coming out later this year, hopefully.
That's
The
probably the
crossover
best
thing goes.
crossover. I haven't played it, but like I can probably confidently say that's the best crossover.
It's of the more recent ones for sure.
Mm.
I'm not too sure about like other crossovers to
Yeah, I should have
like.
thought about this one more. You know me, I don't know my Mario very
Mhm.
well.
I mean, the ultimate crossover, Super Smash Brothers. That's just everything
True.
together.
Very
You got
true.
Mario Kart has some crossover in there.
Does Mario and Luigi count? I don't know if that counts, does it?
Mario and Luigi like Dream Team stuff.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's crossover. It's still like in the Mario universe, though,
true.
right? Yeah. Mario guy said if there was a parents in a Donkey Kong Country 2 at the end.
He was, yeah. He's like one of the
Interesting.
little trophy things, isn't he?
I guess so. I don't know.
I
It's
don't know.
been years since I beat that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Mario Rabbids is probably the obvious, like, really good
Mhm.
answer.
Yeah, there's some Mario versus Donkey Kong as well, but I just feel like that you can say it's a crossover, but it's really not, kind of.
With what? With Rabbids?
Just Mario versus Donkey Kong, like those type of
Oh,
games.
oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't
Anyways,
know. I would have to
yeah,
think
that's a
about it
good
more.
question.
It
Yeah.
is a good question. Adam wants to know, what characters would you like to see in Mario Strikers Battle League? He says, personally, I'm hoping for Professor Egad. I would like to see quirky
Oh, that would be
characters like
interesting.
that. Yeah, Egad
Mhm.
would be a good one.
Wasn't like Daisy the one that was like the most requested?
Yeah, because I don't think they showed her, and you would think that she would be in it.
And of course, Waluigi. Have you seen that
No, I
Waluigi
haven't.
video? I'll
No.
show it to you later.
Okay.
It's Mario Strikers. Waluigi is like in there, and he does this great chant he does at the end of every goal. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
it's
see that.
yeah. I'll show it to you later. It's actually
I
in GIF form.
obviously want Pauline because I love Pauline, and I think seeing her in like kind of
Mhm.
a soccer jersey type of thing would be really cool. I like Birdo. Is Birdo in it?
Birdo's
I like
legit.
Birdo. Birdo's already in it? No?
I
I
would
guess no.
think Birdo would be in it. Okay, let's see what's in there so far. Actually,
I
I'm
also like
curious.
when they do, the quirky characters. Like, I want to see Piranha Plant. I want to see like King Boo. I don't know how they'll do it. They don't have feet, but I want to see it somehow. I
Mhm.
want to see Chain Chomp. I want to see, they gotta have like. I mean, do they have like little things like that in it, or is it just like characters? I
No,
didn't
they
play the
have
other
Koopa
ones.
Troopas and
Maybe
stuff like
Koopa.
that. Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
get like a
Yeah.
Goopa.
I don't know about Goopa.
Let's get a
Anyways,
Goomba.
I just hit up an article that just said a Super Mario Strikers data mine shows off unused character models, including full
Ooh,
team of human Mario Brothers. That was a
what?
weird. Yeah, that's a weird article. I will read that later. I was just
Rosalina's been
curious.
in tennis. I knew she was in the tennis
Right.
game. I don't know if she
I
was in
could
anything
see
else.
Rosalina being in it.
Yeah.
Do you think like Splatoon, like
Ooh, do you
the
think they'll
Splat
branch out
Kids?
to like non-Mario games?
Oh, that
Did
would
they
be
do that
so cool.
before?
They haven't done it with like Mario Golf or anything like
Mm.
that recently. Just Super Smash Brothers,
I
really.
feel like that is a missed opportunity for them for not having Splatoon in golf. They could have taken like a
Mhm.
paintbrush as their golf club. That would have been so cool.
Oh, that would have been really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I'm not too sure with Mario Strikers. I hope this game gets a lot of updates over
Mhm.
time because it's not it's the same people who did Luigi's Mansion. Crap, what do they call it? Level 5
Oh, is
games.
that who's making it?
Yeah,
Ah,
it is level 5, so it's not Camelot. It's gonna
okay. That gives me some hope.
probably yeah, it's probably gonna have some DLC. Probably gonna have some maybe I don't know. We'll see
Okay.
how it goes.
Yeah, I think
I
Pauline is probably my top choice.
Nice. I can see this being pretty popular if they keep it up. Oh,
Yeah,
next level game. Sorry, not level 5 games. Next level game.
next level
I get the
games.
level stuff messed up. Level
Could
5
have
games
fooled
is
me.
another like Japanese RPG type
Could
of
have fooled me.
studio.
Yeah. I think this will be popular. I do think that like soccer, football is tends to be more popular than
Mhm.
golf or tennis, which makes me surprised that they didn't keep up with this one, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Mhm.
Other news today. So this was really the only news that we got for Mario Day today.
Some big news, yeah.
Confirmed now that Universal Hollywood Studios is getting its own Super Nintendo World. There's already one in Japan. Now we're getting one here in the States. It's
Nice.
opening. Apparently, it's opening in 2023, which to me feels
Okay.
like really soon. Like that sounds like that's like
It must be in construction.
it
Like
must be. But
they
how do you keep that secret? Like, I feel like we knew? Didn't we know that this was happening? I like thought that this was announced already.
I don't know.
Is that like a false memory that I'm having?
They may have said multiple locations. We just didn't know like
We
exactly
didn't know
where.
where, or maybe people
Yeah.
were guessing or hoping. Okay, they
The
didn't
Japan one was
share
yeah.
much information about this at all. Really, like we got like no information. Like I'm almost wondering if they're like, oh snap, guys, like it's Mario Day, we got to announce something, and so they're like, just tell them that this is coming because there's not really
Mhm.
any other news. We don't have any sneak peeks. We don't have really anything. The only other thing they said was exclusive merch will be available at the feature presentation store, which is opening soon. And I have no idea what that means. What is
I
that?
don't
What
know
is
what
feature
opening
presentation
soon.
store? Yeah.
Oh, I imagine that's just like the name of their store that's gonna be over there, right?
But then
Like
why would they
their
say
kids shop.
opening soon?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. I guess it might be an online store too. I don't know.
Maybe. I just didn't understand
That's a
what
little
feature
weird.
presentation meant. So, get excited. We'll have a Shack meetup at Super Nintendo World in 2023. Book your
I can
tickets
drive
now.
down there. Yeah.
Drive? You would drive down?
Yeah, sure. To LA.
All right, pick me up on the way.
I'm just here. I'm like right here.
Oh yeah, you're here. You're not in Pittsburgh anymore.
I'm not in Pittsburgh.
Oh my God, you're ruining me. You are ruining me. I forgot
There you go. Yeah,
already.
I could just go down there and go back up.
All right.
Day's
Well,
trip.
I'm not driving. I will book a plane ticket.
Smart.
There was a Sony State of Play this week. You might be wondering why I'm talking about that, and that's because
Yeah.
something was announced for Switch. There were, I think, more than one thing announced for. I don't know if there was more than one, but I think the highlight, the standout, even for PlayStation,
Mhm.
was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection. This got a lot
Mhm.
of people's attention, including mine. Sounds like a heck of a deal. It is
Mhm.
13 previously released games from the early days of the video game series, from the arcade, NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, and Game Boy systems. So 13 games. There's going to be quality of life features such as the ability to save at any time, rewind, button mapping, HD texture updates, all the stuff you would expect from a collection like this.
Mhm.
There will be online play for certain games. I don't think think they specified which ones. They're adding new modes like boss rush modes and challenge modes. There's going to be cool collection things like development art and sketches. So it is coming to Switch and other platforms in 2022.
Cool.
I'm excited. I might pick this up. It's $40, I think, for the physical.
Oh, yeah.
Which I feel like is a fantastic price. It's 13 games. Some of them are like different versions of the same game. Like I know Turtles in Time has like an arcade version and a Super Nintendo version. There's a couple others. I'm not super well versed in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I did like the ones that I have played. So this is a good collection.
Cool.
If you have any interest in those beat 'em up side scrollers.
I'm not really big into the beat 'em up titles or anything like that, but I'm really glad that they actually recognize like the heritage of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, let's bring these games back up and like put them in current gen consoles. And on the flip side is helping marketing the new TMNT
I was gonna
game.
say, yeah, because we have Shredder's Revenge. This makes me wonder if Shredder's Revenge might not be coming out this year if they're putting this collection out this year.
That's true.
I don't think it has a release date. I think they were saying it would be 2022, but I don't know for sure if they had a date. But you're right. I'm glad that this is getting, I think the love and care that it looks like it's going to get. It is a lot of games. It doesn't look like it's going to be done, shoddily. It looks like it has, good quality of life features. Yeah, they have all the versions. They're not really missing out on anything that I can think of. They're adding new modes. They didn't have to do that. They're adding online play. They didn't have to do that. Yeah, I think this is
a nice treatment. You said $40 for the physical edition? Is that what you said?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think that's what I read.
Okay. Sounds good.
I would imagine for digital as well.
Is not bad.
Yeah.
I can see it being like maybe $10 cheaper on digital.
Yeah.
They tend to do that now with these smaller games. Like the physical edition's like slightly more than the digital edition.
I mean, it makes
but
sense.
No,
I've always thought. Yeah.
It's a great price though. For 13 games, and all refreshed and have bud mapping and have save states. That's
and there's
pretty good.
Good stuff. All good stuff. Nintendo delays Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp in light of recent world events. I think we all know what this is referring to, and they're delaying it indefinitely. There's no release window set. I think this is the right call. I know this is the second time that they're delaying it. It was originally supposed to release in December last year. It had an April 8th release date, and that's in less than a month from now. And we know that there is still, a huge crisis going on over in Ukraine right now. It is just not in good taste for them to be marketing and releasing a game that is about military invasions, that's about missiles, that's about this topic.
It's
it's unfortunate with the timing.
It's unfortunate, and it's kind of crazy to see. And I think Donnie said it. He was pretty surprised that Nintendo actually recognized like why this is happening too.
Yeah. So there are a couple interesting things that I found out that I didn't know about prior to them announcing this. For one, did you know that this game wasn't even releasing in Japan?
I did not know that.
It's not set to release in Japan. It's only coming to the West, to North America and Europe, apparently, which I didn't realize. I saw people talking about it because Nintendo, like the actual Nintendo Japanese Twitter account, never tweeted about this because that game's not even coming out for them at all, period. I guess it isn't popular there, or they don't think it's going to be popular there. And then the other thing I found out, did you know what happened the first time Advance Wars was releasing?
Yes, I know that story.
Yeah, so it released apparently in America on September 10th, 2001. And then September 11th, 2001 happened, and then they delayed it for the rest of the world. So this game is a little cursed, I think, with
it is a little cursed, isn't it?
Some unfortunate world events. So yes, yikes all around. But I do support that, and I think the general reception to this delay that I saw on kind of in my sphere was pretty positive. I think most people kind of understand why and aren't really giving them a hard time for why.
Oh yeah, no, I think everyone understands why they're not doing this, and Nintendo being a fun first company, a kid friendly company, having a game like this, I wouldn't say it's glorifying war. I'm not saying that, but
No, but
you're setting the concept in such a inviting,
cartoony
or like
way.
in a cartoony way, right?
Yeah.
And people are saying like the villains in like the first game, it's like it's very Russian
I'm
actually.
sure that they were hesitant to like bring this game back to begin with for those
Mhm.
reasons, and like, oh, now that they are, this is happening. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope
Uh,
that they use this delay to like maybe keep working on it some more. Maybe they add more to it. Maybe they, add some features or polish it up more than they would have.
Maybe. Yeah. I think it's pretty much set, and I also think they can just delay it however much they want. They're not hurting, and this game is not like it's like reliable, or like they need this to like be successful or anything. It's a
No,
test
yeah, it's
bed.
not
It's
like
like,
it's a huge, yeah, it's not a huge
yeah,
release
they,
for them.
they outsourced it to another company, and now they're just trying to see if that collaboration is a good thing or a good deal. And so yeah, no, keep delaying it, and I'm sure, of course, no release window set. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
So give
And
give it as
then
much time.
give it time, and then I feel like that opens up the opportunity if there's a slow period later in the year, or if there's a slow period early next year, they can tuck
Mhm,
it in there, and they have it kind of in their pocket to pull out when the time is right.
mhm. I can imagine at least a year, at least.
Depending on how long all
And
this goes on.
well, I couldn't even. Well, I just wanted. I think whenever we get this game, though, everyone's gonna remember it. So Nintendo wants to get this as like
Yeah.
kind of far out as possible now.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, it's very
I
unfortunate.
I could see them. I I wouldn't
You see
say
them canceling it?
absolutely. I wouldn't say absolutely canceling it, but I'm sure they're debating it.
Man.
I They could. They could just say it's delayed, and then in a couple years, like, hey guys, that doesn't exist anymore. So we're on to the Switch too, by the
They
way.
might just, yeah, they would just might not ever mention it again, and this might be something in, like, 20 years from now, like, somebody uncovers, like, "Oh, here's the
Mhm.
lost files of Advance Wars Reboot Camp. Remember that?"
Yeah. I'm playing the original one on my Retro Pocket, and it's still so good, guys. Like, if you have access to Advance Wars, the original, that still plays really great today. So I definitely recommend it for sure.
Yeah. In related news, Nintendo decides to halt exports to Russia, so
Mhm.
another thing that they're doing to recognize and do their part.
Yeah, there was a lot of companies announcing this, and of course, yeah. Again, we discussed this a lot yesterday, but just like it's two things. One, it's like, of course, we're gonna do this, and so we can just like make sure we're not giving more economy or marketing to Russia, but it's also the Russian currency is sky falling, and so
I feel bad
if
for the people there, like,
Mhm. I
it's
do
just it's
too.
so unfortunate, all around for
It's
everybody.
it's kind of a crazy situation.
Yeah.
Um, just yeah, make sure like keep up with the news, keep on your toes because it's pretty tense right now. So hopefully this dies down and not
I
escalate
hope
more.
so. I hope
So,
so.
anyways,
In other news, a little bit
other
more
news.
more uplifting news. What's this about Square Enix that we need to know about, Garrett?
Well, this was also in the Sony State of Play, and I actually like did some digging around because um it looks like Square Enix is loving to like reveal and release games this year, and they look like carbon copies of other games that they're doing. This is one of those that was in the State of Play, and it's a new tactics RPG called Diofield Chronicles. It's only missing a project in the beginning, and then whoop-de-doo, we got another Square Enix game. This was shown off in the state of play, but it's also coming to Xbox, PC, and Switch in 2022. They're all
Okay.
yeah, and so this is like basically another Final Fantasy Tactics like game, like Triangle Strategy.
Is this the year of the tactics RPGs? Because I feel like there are so many of them in this past year.
Yeah, I want to see Mario and Rabbids come out, and then
Yeah.
you got Triangle Strategy, and you got this Diofield Chronicle. This just came out of nowhere, and
I
then you got
know.
plenty of other JRPGs that are being announced with like other developers, like Atlas. And
Oh,
oh
it's
gosh, what
real-time strategy.
it's a mix. It's real-time strategy gameplay, but then once you get like close in proximity to each other, it turns into turn-based. You can like
Oh,
pause it and then you can do your action. So like you like kind of highlight your units and you like go over there. And so it'll do like a real time like okay, they're going closer to each other and then you can make it stop and then do all your attacks and magic or whatever. It's a
okay.
weird thing. But I'm interested in it. It looks like it honestly does look like the themes of it is a carbon copy of Triangle Strategy. No joke. Like the emblems, the like character design, the art
Well,
itself.
do you think that
It's good.
they must have been working on this before Triangle Strategy was
I'm sure it
revealed,
was like
maybe?
well, it's different studios probably
Yeah,
like kind of
no, I
like
know,
in
yeah,
conjunction or whatever.
okay.
Um, but yeah, no, Diofield Chronicle coming out later this year. Be excited. Another RPG from Square Enix,
You
and
gonna get it?
that's not the only. No, I'm not gonna get. Well, I'm waiting till reviews on this one. This was so weird. Square Enix put this one and another RPG on like the tail end of this state of play, and we're just like, okay, sounds good. Where's Final Fantasy 16, huh?
I know
Like,
this is a Nintendo podcast, but I didn't hear PSVG last night. What were your
mhm.
Garrett, your thoughts on the Sony State of Play, just very briefly?
Oh, it was just a very well, I think everyone thought it was kind of weird. Just because there was just so many weird out of touch games. Like people predicted certain games to be there. Like when you saw a bunch of dinosaurs there, it's like that's Dino
Dino
Crisis.
Crisis!
It's like, no, it's another game. I'm like, sure,
Oh
whatever.
my
Um,
god.
I kind of wanted to see Resident Evil 4 remake. That was
That's
just
been
like my
rumored for
hope.
forever.
And that's in my fantasy critic draft. So I'm
Mm.
I'm hoping still. There's a lot of rumors behind it, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it was a very mixed bag all around, and I think even the RPG people were like, just like, okay, there's some RPGs. Is it gonna be good though? Like,
And
we
then it
don't
feels
know.
like a lot of the big stuff that they showed are stuff like that we already knew about.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. Ghost Tokyo, Ghost Tokyo Wire, Ghost Tokyo, something like that. It looks really good. And then of course, yes, Ryan. The last game was a Valkyrie, Elysium, whatever. It's actually an extension from like like a long-standing RPG series. They decided to announce and release a new one this year, so good for
I
them.
just want to see Stray. That is my most anticipated PlayStation 5 release at this point in time. So I
Still
will
set
be
for this
very
year.
happy. Yeah. Yep.
We'll see
Cats. I
how it
love
goes.
cats. In other news, we have a new N64 game coming to Switch Online Expansion Pass. F-Zero X will be released tomorrow, March 11th. If you're listening to the podcast on podcast feed, that's today. You can play. It's probably tonight. It's probably releasing like now. It's
I
probably
think it's
released. If you're
released
hearing this,
now.
yeah. If you're hearing this, go check it out. You can play F-Zero X. I've never played it. I will. It is out now. Chat's confirming. Go play it.
Mhm.
I've never played it before. I've played a little bit of F-Zero, the first one, the one that's on the Super Nintendo. It goes fast. It gives me a little bit of
Mhm.
dizziness, so I'll try
Hey,
it.
Elias, are you listening? Are you listening? Hey, that's another trash game coming to the Nintendo Switch Online. Just saying. Anyways, nah, I'm sure
Normally
F-Zero
they
X is
normally
fine.
they they say the game is coming later in the month,
Mhm.
and then they don't tell us, when, and then they tell us when the next game is coming. They're doing it a little bit differently than I think they have been. There was like
Looks like, yeah,
a week
every
that we
couple
had to wait for this
weeks
one.
kinda
Yeah.
thing, right? So,
Yeah. So get
what do you think the
excited.
next game's gonna be?
I was trying to think because I think the next ones that they have pre-announced that we haven't gotten yet are Pokemon Snap, which
Mhm.
is probably going to be the next one.
Mm.
Because I think the only other one is Kirby, which why would they release it right around when Kirby is coming out?
That's true. Yeah, they should have actually released that beforehand. I think
They
that
probably
would've
should
been
have. They probably should have. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens after that because then it's like, well, what now? What are you giving us with this service? And I think
Mhm.
about that will probably be about E3 time, right? Because we'll get one April,
Mhm.
one May, and then it's E3 time. And I'd like to see what they want to do with the service after that.
Me too. I hope they do some sort of update with it. Like, I don't know if they'll do anything major. The least bit they'll do is like, hey, here's the more N64 games that are coming out for the rest of the year. I can see
Yeah,
that actually.
yeah, I
That's
can
probably
too.
gonna be it. You
Yeah.
know,
Let us know which ones, hopefully, because then we can at least be expecting them. I
I
saw
just
a
wish
good
for
argument.
GTA.
I
Yeah.
know. I saw a good argument about this drip feed, which like I still like I don't want to defend it because I still don't like it, but I do like to listen to the other side and try to understand the other side. But that, when these games do release in this drip feed like once a month, it gets us talking
Mhm.
about it. It gets everyone playing it at the same time. It kind of gets us a little bit more excited. It kind of builds that community and gets more people to kind
Mhm.
of buy into this. Like, oh my God, everybody's playing Banjo Kazooie this month. Like, I'm going to try out Banjo Kazooie because everybody's playing Banjo Kazooie and talking about it.
Mhm.
And I think that might be kind of better for them than like, here, let's Netflix this and put out 100 of our best games and everything gets lost in the mix. And then the
Mhm.
hype dies, after a month or two. But this, it's like the hype is coming back every month with a new game. So,
Yeah, they're rolling it out at a nice pace. Majora's Mask had its spotlight, and as you said, Banjo Kazooie had its own spotlight as well. No, they're doing a good pace with it. I'm just wondering what they'll do next. Like, I don't know. Like, they can't really do that much more in 64 games. Maybe for the rest of the year, but more than
they
that,
they can. People are talking about
Mhm.
GoldenEye. We already know that there's some GoldenEye rumors, right? There's some
Mhm.
other Rare games, right? If they already have Banjo-Kazooie for Rare, let's get Banjo-Tooie, let's get Diddy Kong Racing, let's
Diddy Kong
get
Racing. All right, you
Donkey
got me.
Kong 64 if you want to get all with the Rare. I don't know.
If you
That's a
want to go
game. That's a
crazy.
game. That is a game. You can do Pokemon Stadium. You can do Pokemon Stadium 2. You
Okay,
can
I
do
see.
Wave
I hope
Race.
those are in conjunction with together
You
because
can do
that
Wave
would
Race. Yeah, it would be. Wave Race. You could do 1080 snowboarding. There's
okay.
a whole host of stuff they could do that are still first or second party.
Mhm. That sounds like the rest of the year. I think
Yeah.
you just predicted it for
There you go.
Nintendo.
There you have it, guys.
I wonder what they'll do next after that, though, with Switch Online.
Game Boy Advance. Game
I
Boy
hope.
Advance.
I so hope.
I don't want Game Boy. Like that's like here's the thing though. They're gonna do that, and then my analog pocket is going to be delivered, and then I'm not gonna care because I'm gonna have to go buy all these carts anyway.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got Jet Force Gemini and Blast Core from Rare as well. XPS in
Mhm.
chat says.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. I I'm sure there's a lot of more N64 games. I don't know. I'm not too interested in it anymore. I think the library there is like what I need to play actually. Banjo-Kazooie and Majora's Mask.
Banjo's been fun. I didn't finish it yet, but I liked what I've played
Mhm.
so far. It's very uh I don't know the word. It has a lot of charm. Quirky. It's
Yeah.
like quirky in a
It's
good
a
way.
collectathon.
Yeah. It has cool mechanics. I don't know if I want to finish it.
Well,
I'm still deciding.
okay.
I feel like
Sounds
I've
good.
gotten my enjoyment out of it. Maybe if I'm feeling the urge to go back, maybe I will.
We always say that. It's like, I don't know, the urge to go back. Like I did with Arceus too. It's like, yeah, I'm
It's
done.
a
But if I have
myth.
the urge to go back and I'm like, no,
Finishing games is a myth.
off to the next game.
All right, that wraps up our news. We have a whole host of very interesting and lovely questions from our listeners. Starting with Soundscape wants to know, what is a game franchise that you really like that would surprise people? Does Rebecca secretly love the Mortal Kombat games? Is Garrett a huge FIFA fan? Does Elaine have Just Dance marathons every year? I love this question.
I'm sure she does.
She might. She has kids. Like, she probably has played Just Dance.
Yeah, quite a bit. At least for me, I'm trying to think here. I used to be a huge Call of Duty person, like huge. Like, of course, you can imagine 14-year-old Garrett, just like chubby as he can be in high school. And it's like, I don't want to hang out with anyone. I just want to be inside and play my games. Had the Call of Duty
Were
Modern
you
Warfare.
chubby in high school?
I was the chubbiest in high school.
Were you really?
Oh yeah, I was like 190 or 200 pounds, like at my maximum.
Did you like go to college and like get fit, and then like you went to your high school reunion and like nobody recognized you?
Funny thing, I haven't had a high school reunion yet. This year's our 10th
neither
year.
have I. Yeah, this is our 10th year. I didn't know if you did like a 5 thing. We didn't do a 5 thing.
No.
But you're gonna go back this year. No one's gonna recognize you.
I don't want to see my high school. Like,
I'm not going to mine. Are you going to yours?
When I left high school, I was like, I am done.
Not. You could not pay me to go to mine. I have one friend from high school that I see and talk to. That's good enough for me.
I have like 2 people that I know that I still talk to from high school.
You see them. You don't need to go to a reunion for that.
But yeah, big Call of Duty person. I don't play as much now, but yeah, I was really, really in Call of Duty Zombies. And then also Walking Dead, narrative-driven based games. I'm sure you know with me with Life is Strange and everything, but I don't think a lot of people out there knew I'm really into those decision-making Telltale don't nod games for sure. I love them.
I at first I was going to say Rocket League for mine. Rocket League, I have a ton of hours, and I don't think a lot of people know that. I think some people do, but not a lot of people know that I play a ton of Rocket League. Besides Animal Crossing, I think that's my most played game of all time, as far as like games that I have recorded hours for. But I think maybe an even more surprising one that you jogged my memory for is I really love the mode prop hunt on Call of Duty. I don't even remember which one it is. Which I don't know which Call of Duty is. Some of my friends at college had that. Prop hunt. I love prop hunt. If they could make a $60 game out of just prop hunt, I will buy it. It is so much fun.
What's the mode? What do you do?
You've never, okay, so it's, I don't remember which Call of Duty is, so if anyone can like in chat knows which Call of Duty I'm talking about, it's 2 teams and you take turns. One team is like literally props, like items, like you might be a trash can, you might be a broom, you might be like a tin can. Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare 1, I don't know, one of them. Modern Warfare 1 I think is the one that I played. I think. But then you have like 30 seconds a head start to like go hide somewhere on the map and blend in. So like if you know these maps like the back of your hand, which like I didn't, you have like kind of a huge I guess advantage here. But then after you like hide, and you can move around during it too, the other team has to try to shoot you, and if they shoot you then you lose. And if everybody gets shot, then your team loses. You get like 2 flashbangs or something like that, and you get like I think you get 2 changes of your item, of your prop. It's basically advanced hide and seek. So like there's some strategy, there's some luck. You don't get to choose what item you are, but you know, it stinks when you're being chased.
Is it like various sizes? Like
of items?
The props. Yeah, the items. Is it like a little pistol or like
you could be like a little soda can, and then like someone sees you and you're being chased and you want to switch to something, you could turn into like a lamppost.
That's kind of crazy.
Like ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And then it switches, switches sides, and then you got to go find the props, and it whistles like every 2 minutes or something like that, like where people are, so like you can find them. But
It actually sounds fun.
it's very fun. Some developer make a whole game out of this. I will buy it. Yeah, it's good. I don't think people know that I have played a Call of Duty game.
There you go.
A gamer guy Lou wants to know, what's one food item from a Nintendo game that you've always wanted to try and why?
Food item from a Nintendo game. Not specifically a Nintendo game, but a Nintendo exclusive game. And have you seen the
What is it?
Monster Hunter dishes? Like,
No, I haven't.
they look so good. The latest one is like this kind of like I guess like a sticky rice kind of ball in their
Ooh,
desserts, and they actually like you can like mix and match flavors, and they have always a cute animation with the cats. But
I love
basically,
that.
yeah, like the cat holds up like a stick, and then you can just see all the puffs like get stuck inside the stick,
Aw,
and it's like all happy and everything. I would just look it up on YouTube or something. It's
I
super adorable.
will. I'm trying to
Oh.
think. I know that Breath of the Wild has a ton of like really cool recipes and foods and stuff.
Mhm.
And they have the Legends cookbook where it like picks some and it teaches you how to make them. So like it might teach you how to make like hearty simmered fruit or like mighty
Mhm.
fruit cake or whatever it is. So I'm trying to think
Mhm.
of like, some from there that might be kind of cool to make.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I don't
There
know.
was a lot of cooking in Breath of the Wild. I was
Yeah.
actually surprised how much crafting and recipes there were in that one.
Even Sword and Shield, I'm like Googling it in case you can't
Mhm.
tell here.
Yeah.
Sword and Shield had that like curry side game where like you could cook with your
Mhm.
Pokemon and there was all these different curries that you could make,
Mhm.
like apple curry and cheese covered curry, and like some of them sounded really gross, but like there's some cool things in there.
The potato mochi in
The
Legends
potato,
Arceus.
yes, yes, yeah, we could
I would
make
be so
that.
down with that. Mhm. Have you had taro before?
No.
It's like, it's a root vegetable, filler vegetable, pretty similar to potato, but it's, like, native in Asia. It's really, really starchy and has some good it's a sweeter
Mm,
flavor to it, and, like,
okay.
that with mochi, it's it's pretty good.
I
It's
love food. I will have to try some of these. Kyle the Pug wants to know, if you had to pick any Nintendo world to live in for the rest of your life, what Nintendo world would you choose to live in and why? We might have answered
Hmm,
this before. I probably picked
maybe.
Pokemon as long as like they're tame and controlled and aren't destroying the world.
Mhm. That's true. I can imagine Pokemon in real life, like, that would be such a chaotic world. Just, like, can you imagine all the
Yeah.
destruction that would happen?
Yeah,
Is
that's what I
Pokemon living
mean.
in
Like,
harmony stuff, like, that can happen in
yeah.
cartoons, but real life, it's just, like,
Well, we're
scary.
not bringing Pokemon here. We're living in the Pokemon world. So maybe it would be.
It should be fine, right? Should be
I don't
okay.
know. Depends on which legendary is trying to destroy the
Do
world.
do we age in the Pokemon world? That's
Do
the
we stay
question.
10 forever?
Do we stay 10 years old like Ash Ketchum?
It's a good point. It's a really good point. If I wasn't picking Pokemon, I would pick Animal Crossing because I want to live in a world where I don't have to work and I have no responsibilities and I get to just chill with like my animal neighbors all day and go fishing and catch bugs and decorate my yard, and I there is nothing to worry about.
That sounds excellent, actually. And you can have a TV and Switch in there, right? Like, in your home.
Mhm.
You could just
You can.
have a Switch in there.
You can. Yeah.
That's all you need, and you just talk to your villagers
Yeah.
and just build
It's the
whatever you
perfect
want.
life. Man, I want to boot up that game again. It's been a couple months. You do have to pay your rent, but you know what? I'm making millions of bells on the stock market, so it's fine.
There you go. I don't know.
I have to pay my loans as it is anyway. I have to do that in real life anyway. So,
I'm just wondering, it's one of those, like, I don't know, like, Matrix type of deals where if I'm in Animal Crossing and I'm there forever, it's like, do you get, like, I don't know, like, you repeating the same thing over and
that's
over and
true.
over
Maybe
again?
we would get bored.
bored and then slightly crazy after that.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Because you're
I
talking
was
to
thinking
animals.
pretty much. I was thinking some like vast worlds or something like that. Like Mario Odyssey wouldn't be that bad.
Hmm.
Maybe something like Xenoblade Chronicles wouldn't be that bad either after all the destruction and stuff, after the war stuff.
If you lived in Mario Odyssey, you could live in New Donk City, which is a pretty normal city. There's like normal
Mhm,
sized humans there that you could get along with. There's bands that play, there's events that happen, and then you
mhm,
could vacation to the more, kind of exotic locations like the whatever the waterfall place is and
mhm,
all those things.
for
Yeah, I
sure.
like that one. Oh, Brendan wants to know what game would you sacrifice in order to bring back Elaine? The game must have sentimental value to you. I
Hmm.
know a lot of our listeners are missing Elaine. She's missing us. She's missing you. She is hard at work. She is so sad every time that she can't make it on. But
Mhm.
she is still part of Nintendo Shack. She will be back. She will be back. I
She
will
will be back.
sacrifice. What game are we sacrificing for her?
You choose one, I choose one.
I mean, I would sacrifice most games for Elaine. Um, I will. Are we sacrificing like a favorite game, like a game that we can never play again, a game that's coming out that we are like canceling? Like, what's the deal here?
Oh, once you sacrifice it, you can't play it again.
We can
That would,
never play it again, and it
and then
has to be
also
sentimental to us.
I feel like Elaine has to like kind of be into it too. Like, in order for the sacrifice to work, right? It's just like giving something value to
So,
her too.
if I'm sacrificing Earthbound because I know she loves Earthbound, I would do it for you, Elaine. I would
You
do it.
you do it? You would
I
do
would
it?
do it.
What would I sacrifice? I mean, it's kind of easy for me to like sacrifice a really good game I've already played because I've already played
Yeah,
it, and
one that
like
you're not going to
it's
go back to.
one that I don't tend to go back to. Huh.
But it
I
has
know
to be
he
important to you.
I know. I'm thinking here. I mean, it could be. I'm trying to think. Maybe no.
Not
Sorry,
for
Elaine.
Elaine.
Hold on. No, no. I would pick Fire Emblem Three Houses. I think
Oh.
Fire Emblem Three Houses, a very good game, very good tactics RPG. Not my favorite Fire Emblem
Okay,
game though of this
fair.
series. So
But you
if
love
I
Fire
would, if
Emblem, so it would be
yeah, if you ask, if you said Awakening, I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
You're not worth that much, Elaine.
Sorry, Elaine, but Awakening. Like,
She will
come
be
on
back
now.
soon. She
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 understands.
sees and reads and hears all of your lovely messages to her.
Hmm.
Shiv UK wants to know what is the most memorable or painful loss of progress in a game you've experienced. So this is our last question here. Let me read the full scenario that he's sharing for us
Hmm.
here. He says, "For me, it was when I was pretty young, maybe 12. I was over at a cousin's place for the summer with my NES, and during some massive family gathering, one of my many, many cousins wiped my Zelda 2 save to start a fresh game." Ooh, I've been playing for months, maybe even a year or more. I was at what turned out to be the final palace, having made it there without any kind of guide or save states. He winks
Oof.
at me because I've been playing that game with rewind, with save states, with all the wazoo. He says it took me weeks to find the motivation to touch the game again. I did eventually get to the end again pretty quickly because of all I'd learned, but in the moment it felt utterly devastating. That's a
Dang.
horror story if I've ever heard one. I don't know if I have anything that tops anywhere close to that.
Yeah, me neither.
That's a bad one.
Yeah. That's pretty rough. I'm
Um,
sorry, Chef.
I have I have two of them. One of them was more painful than the other. So I think
Hmm.
I'll just share that one. They're both Zelda games. Zelda Wind Waker. So this was when it first came
Mm.
out, and I talk about this all the time about how me and my dad play Zelda games together, all the 3D Zelda games. We play them alongside each other. Though one of us tends to be a little bit ahead, and we watch each other and
Hmm.
we help each other. And my dad beat the game before me, and I watched him beat it, and we were very excited because we didn't know until we beat the game that it unlocks the hero mode when you beat it, and you can start a new save file. It tells you to write on a save file right then and there. That will be your hero mode save file that you can start the game with your pajamas, and it's like double damage and things like that. We didn't really understand how it worked, but once he beat it, I was like so excited to like hop on my save file and keep playing and get to the end so that I could beat it too. And I don't think we quite really understood what was happening, because I think I was little, guys. I was like maybe 10. I grabbed the controller and I went to go boot up my save file, and we didn't really realize that it was asking us to make your hero mode save file. So I overwrote my save file with the blank hero mode save file, and it lost all of my progress because I thought I was booting up my save file by doing it. I was going so fast and I didn't read it carefully because I was 10 years old, and I lost everything. And I think I cried, and I did not start the game on hero mode. I think I started again on a normal mode.
Man, that sucks.
It was my own fault, but
well, it happens. And yeah, I got one of those too, really painful ones for sure. I had the Game Boy SP, which is like the cool fancy flipped Game Boy Advance system. I had Pokemon Emerald with it, which is one of my favorite. Well, yeah, it's my favorite Pokemon game. And I was going through it, and I think it was like my first time going through the game, and I was in a really long hour like crunch. It must have been all day, like on a Saturday or Sunday or something, and it was like late in the afternoon or evening. I was trying to beat the Elite Four, and so I was in the middle of beating the Elite Four, and I think I was on like the last like the last one, the Pokemon Master or whatever. On the final one, I had my potions with me. I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm ready to do this. This is like my 7th or 8th attempt. Let's do this. My system, even though it's green on the power thing, if you fiddle with the power switch, it actually turns it off like instantly, even though it's still on the on switch.
Yeah.
If you fiddle with the little thing, it just turns it off. And that's what happened to me.
Did it corrupt the save file?
It didn't corrupt the save file.
Okay. It just lost the progress of like all of that.
Hours of yeah. I was pretty down with that.
Oh man, because I know some of those older Pokemon games, the save file did get corrupted. That's happened to me a couple of times in like Pokemon Blue and stuff. Where if you saved, too many times, or you turned it off before it was finished saving all the way, or I don't know if you, I don't even know. Maybe I mishandled it as a kid, but I do remember my Pokemon Blue and Gold and stuff. Those save files getting corrupted at some point. So that's another
crazy.
loss. Yeah, that's another loss that I.
There's only one save file there too.
There's only one save file.
Always.
I thought of another one that I want to mention real quick, just as kind of an honorable mention, because this one was very heartbreaking to me, and it was a lot more recent. For Life is Strange 2, that the episodes were kind of staggered over the course of over a year. There were 5 episodes, and it took more than a year for them all to come out. And so I would play, an episode, then wait a couple months, and then play the next episode. And it was like, building on progress as Life is Strange games do. And right before the 5th and final episode came out, somehow my save file got corrupted and I lost all of the progress. And I was like, well, what do? I don't want to play through the whole game again just to get to, episode 5. You can jump back into episode 5, but it randomizes all of your decisions. So I had to play episode 5 with like choices that I didn't make. And it was like kind of a bummer to the end of the game, because like, it was like, well, like I probably wouldn't have gotten this ending or these, these choices if it was my save file. So it was kind of a bummer to the end of that. Like I wasn't going to play it all over again and try to remember, like, did I make this choice? Did I make that choice? Like, I don't know. That was a bummer, but.
I bet that is. Life is Strange 2. I think that is my favorite one out of the series.
I love that game so much. I got it for Switch. I want to
Oh, we did.
I haven't opened it or tried it yet.
No, Life is Strange 2. Sorry.
Oh, Life is Strange 2. Okay. I don't know if I thought you said
Did I say True Colors?
I don't know. Maybe you said Life is Strange
okay.
too, but my
No,
brain went to True
but True
Colors.
Colors is good too. 2 is my favorite, but that's a very
I
nice physical edition.
thank you. I like a lot of things about 2. I kind of do want to replay it. I think like when they eventually do the
remake, the
whatchamacallit,
like collection
yeah,
or
the
whatever. Yeah.
collection, whatever that is. Maybe I'll revisit it. Just because
If they
like
ever do it,
if they
I'm
ever do
not
it, I
sure.
know.
They
They
didn't
are putting
update
out
this
updates.
one. Oh, they
They're
are?
putting out
Okay.
updates. Yeah, they're kind of rolling out like patches and updates. Not everything's fixed yet, but they are like slowly
Mhm.
fixing things. So maybe when they fix everything, maybe that's when the Switch version will come out. But I feel like I didn't really connect to Life is Strange 2 as much
Mhm.
as the other ones, just because I feel like I can't relate to like the brothers thing. But like you can't either. You can't
Mhm.
relate to the brothers story.
I didn't have a brother really throughout my life that like I had like close
Yeah.
relations to or anything like that. But what I really enjoy about that game in particular is just how um each episode was kind of like an adventure for them. It's like a new
Hmm.
location, new set of like kind of relationships or situation or whatever. They're on the run. It felt a little more adventurous to me than the other Life is Strange games where you're just kind of
Yeah.
settled in one place, and
Yeah.
which is
See,
it's good.
I do like and dislike that. I do feel like
Mhm,
the episodes were very separated because of that, but I liked each individual episode like
mhm.
as its own kind of game. I didn't really feel like it was like all together overall. Like it connected very well, but you're right. Each episode, like they had great characters. Like it
Mhm.
was like 5 mini stories in one, and I did like that part of it.
It felt like a novel series to me. Like each
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of episode
That's
was
a
like
good
a
point.
novel.
Good
So,
point. Good point. I like seeing it
but I
from
did play it like all at once or something just because it was on Game Pass. So
yeah, that
that's a
might have made
difference
a
too.
difference for you then, because I played it
Mhm.
over the course of a year, and then I had that, like, that bummer at the end, so maybe I'll revisit and play it all at once.
I'm kind of glad that they're kind of stopping the whole staggered release stuff. Like
Me
every
too.
episodic game is like, no, we're gonna put it all together. So let's
I
see as
still like
package.
that they
That's
have
good.
episodes because I feel like there are natural
Mhm.
breaking points there, and, it does, I think, serve its purpose, but you're right, I like that it all comes out at the same time now.
I can't wait for Wolf Among Us 2. That's gonna be a
Ooh,
good one. Yeah.
awesome. Exciting, exciting. That is gonna do it, Koopalings. Go play
Hmm.
F-Zero X. Go
Maybe.
celebrate Mario Day in these final hours. And we will be back next week. We will see what the week brings us next time.
Hmm.
Good night, Koopalings.
Bye bye.